You wake up on a Monday morning. You've got a mile-long to-do list. Notifications are blowing up your phone, and your brain already feels like it's sprinting a marathon. You sit at your desk, crack your knuckles, open your laptop, and suddenly you're scrolling Instagram, or YouTube, or cleaning your room. Anything but that one task you know you should be doing. Sound familiar? Yeah, me too. But here's a strange little image to shake things up. Imagine you walk into your kitchen first thing in the morning, and sitting there on a plate is a giant, ugly green frog, and you've got to eat it. No way around it. You just have to eat that disgusting thing. Now, as weird as that sounds, what if I told you that doing this, figuratively, of course, is the secret to becoming wildly productive, focused, and successful? Hello, I'm Bharat, and welcome to Audiofybooks, where you will find excellent audio summaries of books in a very easy and interesting way. If you want to learn from new books, do subscribe to the channel. Let's get started with today's book. Today, we're diving into Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, a book that's all about stopping procrastination in its tracks, taking control of your time, and finally doing the things that matter most, without the stress. And trust me, this book doesn't hit you with fluff or complicated systems. It's direct, practical, and just might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Now, Brian starts with a brutal truth, one that most of us avoid like that green frog. You'll never have enough time to do everything. But here's the good news. You don't need to do everything. You only need to do the right things, the most important things, the big, ugly frogs. That task that you dread the most, the one that you've been putting off, that's your frog. And if you eat it first thing in the morning, everything else gets easier. The rest of your day feels lighter, faster, almost like you're flying downhill instead of climbing up it. Brian paints this beautifully simple picture. Imagine if, every morning, you did the hardest, most important thing on your list first, before emails, before phone calls, before distractions. That one habit alone could change your life. But the trick is knowing what your frog actually is. Most of us get busy being busy. We answer emails, we check things off our list. But deep down, we know we're avoiding the real stuff, the meaningful, challenging, high-impact work. So Brian suggests starting with absolute clarity. Know your goals. Write them down. Be specific. Vague goals lead to vague results. When you're clear about what you want, the fog lifts. You stop reacting to the day and start driving it. And don't just write goals for the year or month. Break them into daily actions. This is where the magic happens. You're not climbing Mount Everest in one day, but you are lacing up your boots, taking the first step, and keeping your eyes on the peak. One of the things I love about this book is how down-to-earth Brian is. He admits that discipline isn't always fun. You won't feel like doing the hard things. But the people who win, they do it anyway. They eat the frog even when it's slimy. Even when they'd rather binge Netflix or scroll TikTok. Why? Because they've trained themselves to act despite their feelings. Think about this. Every time you choose to do the hard thing first, you build a little bit of self-trust. And that self-trust snowballs. You start to believe you can do anything because you've proven it to yourself, day after day. Another big idea Brian hits home is the importance of single tasking. We live in a world that glorifies multitasking, juggling calls, tabs, texts, and tasks all at once. But science tells us, and Brian reminds us, that multitasking actually slows you down. It makes you dumber. Seriously. Every time you switch tasks, your brain burns energy. And if you're constantly switching, you're draining your brain like an iPhone stuck on 3%. So what's the solution? Laser focus. Pick one task, one frog, one chunk of time, and go all in. No tabs, no phone, just flow. Even 30 minutes of deep work can beat 3 hours of distracted work. Try it tomorrow, and you'll feel the difference. It's like switching from dial-up to fiber internet. Now let's talk about planning. because eating frogs at random won't cut it. Brian swears by the power of planning your day in advance. Every night, before you sleep, list out your tasks for the next day. Prioritize them. Highlight the frogs. This way, when you wake up, there's no decision fatigue. You don't waste mental energy choosing what to do. You just dive in. He also introduces this fantastic rule, the 80-20 principle. You've probably heard of it. 20% of your tasks produce 80% of your results. That means most of what you're doing, it's not moving the needle. So focus on the vital few. Identify them, guard them, and give them your best energy. These are your frogs. Here's a personal insight that really stuck with me. Brian says you don't need to be extreme or heroic. You just need to be consistent. You don't have to sprint every day. Just show up, do the work, and over time, the results will blow your mind. It's like compound interest, but for productivity. He also calls out perfectionism. And oh man, if that hits you hard, you're not alone. So many of us delay starting because we're waiting to be ready or waiting to make it perfect. Brian's advice? Done is better than perfect. You can always improve later. But if you don't start, you're stuck in fantasy land. He compares starting with standing at the edge of a cold swimming pool. It's uncomfortable, sure, but the longer you wait, the scarier it gets. And once you jump in, it's not that bad. In fact, it can be exhilarating. So jump. And let's not forget the distractions. Brian reminds us to guard our time like a jealous dragon. Social media, emails, random conversations. They're the little thieves of focus. Turn off notifications. Block time for deep work. Let people know when you're unavailable. You're not being rude. You're respecting your priorities. Brian also talks about upgrading your skills. Because the better you are at something, the more confident and faster you become. So never stop learning. Whether it's reading, taking a course, or practicing a skill, every improvement pays off like a smart investment. Another gem in the book is this: you can't control time, but you can control your choices. Every yes you say to one thing is a no to something else. Choose wisely. Protect your best hours like gold. That's when you eat the frog. By the end of the book, what you realize is this: success isn't sexy. It's not a dramatic transformation or an overnight miracle. It's quiet. It's disciplined. It's waking up, eating the frog, and doing it again tomorrow. So here's your challenge, starting tomorrow. Pick your frog, the task that moves your life or your work forward the most. Write it down. And then, eat it. First thing, no excuses. You might gag, you might resist, but the feeling after, that's the taste of freedom. Thank you for listening to this summary of Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. If it helped you rethink how you manage your time, do hit that like button and share this with a friend who needs it. And don't forget to subscribe to Audiofybooks for more engaging summaries just like this one. Until next time, stay focused, stay fearless, and eat that frog.